Hi, it's Brent Fitz here. We're in Poland, lovely Poland, at the Atlas Arena. It's Slash, check it out, Slash featuring Myles and the Conspirators. We're on the Living the Dream tour, and let's have a little look at the drum kit. So this is the machine, the center of the kit, and I guess have a look, check it out. What's best to start? Maybe this. Let's talk snare drums. DW kit. This is my favorites are always the maple shells. This is a 13, 16, 18 black lacquer DW maple kit. The bearing edges that I had done by them are a little more softer. So the kit actually has a real sort of warm, tune's really nice. And I just found it was a little more mellower, not so, some of the overtones were a little more mellow in this. I'm using clear Emperor heads on the kit, and the kick drum is a 26 by 16 with the new Steve Smith, I think it's a signature, well, it's basically a black dot head. I think it's a Fallum 3, let me ask. Like what the...
You have to look it up.
Yeah, so I just got these, so bear with me. So it's got a black dot on it. It's a killer kick head because it lasts longer, but it's the I know what it is. It's Power Stroke with a black dot, so it's kind of a new thing. And I use the little the extra little Fallum dots as well. And I'm using the felts on the kick drum pedals right now with it as well. But so black DW kit. The snare drum, I'm into the steel snares on this kit. I have two kits going on tour right now. I have a stainless steel DW kit on my other rig. So we're on this is like our European rig right now. So I really like just the good old steel snare drums on tour. It's a 6.5. And I think on my other kit I was using like maybe a Nickle-Over-Steel or something. But so these are just good old workhorse touring snare drums. And in the studio, sometimes I like, some different snares. But I wanted to mention a little secret weapon that I discovered while in the studio, which is the big Fat Snare Drum. And this is my new favorite addition, and it's a $20 investment if anyone who's going to the, your local store and wants to buy one. It's the coolest thing. I was doing a session up in Canada, and a producer was like, hey, if we want to get this really fat snare sound, try this. And I was like, well, I used to do this in the 80s. We would cut our snare heads up and throw this on. But I don't know what it is about this particular design with the edging, but it just sounds amazing. So that's your standard, here. Right, standard, like with no ring on it whatsoever. So we add this. I just love it because it basically turns it into a much deeper, much fatter snare sound. So I think for doing rock and the type of music we're playing, it sort of fits in nice with the mix. So our sound guy was getting used to it at first because he was like, wow, it's certainly something different. But that's been my secret weapon lately, is using this the entire show. And I used it in the studio, and I was like, I'm gonna add it to the live kit. So it's been working out great.
What's the snare?
That's steel 6.5.
Okay.
I'm using the new DW extended footboard kick pedals too, and hi-hat, because I have pretty big feet, so it's really great that they've come out with an extra probably inch longer pedals now. So they're great for guys with larger feet, and as well on the hi-hat. Of course, all DW 9000 series hardware. And I like straight stands for the crashes, old school, and maybe for the ride, using the extender arm on it. But everything's pretty, classic old school, 1 up, 2 down. I just added a DW pancake drum over here, just for some effects at the end of songs, and of course the cowbell is very important in a lot of music that we're doing with Slash and Guns N' Roses songs that over the years. So it's sort of been incorporated into everything we're doing with all, a lot of the new music. So, and this is an LP custom, one of a kind, because it's a chrome bell with a ridge rider on it. So when I had them, try a couple different ridge riders to see which one sounded and didn't choke the drum too much, but I was using these chrome bells for the longest time that were fatiguing after like 6 shows, and I just had to, figure out a new plan. So I love the look of a chrome bell, and I wanted to get one with a ridge rider on it. So I don't know, if you're going over to DW asking them, or LP, hey, I want one of those. I'm maybe getting in trouble here saying, I don't know if you can get one yet, but maybe ask them. Anyway, I got to introduce you to Imy James, my drum tech, who just recently won Top Dog Award. Imy, he's top dog, top drum tech. So I'm very honored to have him on tour with me right now. He's worked with, well, you were out on Guns N' Roses on the last 3 years, doing Frank, and you've worked for Daniel Adair. Those are both DW guys. And I know you did...
Coleman.
Yeah, Pork Coleman with Prince, and then you did Tommy Aldridge for many, many years, and of course, one of our heroes. So so this is kind of Imy's world as well. I don't know if he can add to it, but I'm not the greatest PR guy and talker about stuff, but I'm happy to, talk about drums, because I'm proud and love the gear. But did we miss anything? Cymbals? You want to talk about Sabians? So, I've been playing, I'm Canadian, so I grew up in Canada where Sabian's factory is, and I've been playing these since, I think they came out in 81, so I've always played Sabians, and I love them. And recently I've gotten into the Hhx series, so I was using the Legacy Ride and the Hhx Hi-Hats. These sound great. So they have the bottom hat has the ridges in it, so they're a little crispier for live, but I was using the accelerator hats, and these are actually a little mellower, and they kind of just fit in a little better for what we're doing right now. But everything AAX series for crashes, I like real big, explosive, not really thick crash cymbals. And I don't hit them too hard, so I'm never like breaking a ton of cymbals, but I like thinner cymbals. I like bigger 20-inch, 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 19 crashes. That's an ISO. I don't even think they, it's kind of a special, it was a couple years ago that they had put it through on the Cymbal Vault Tour, and I just loved it. I'm still using them. They have, holes in them, and I don't know if that's a regularly available cymbal, but it's still one of my favorites, and I love it for crashing in choruses of songs. It's fucking great. Excuse me. So this is probably a raw bell crash. Sometimes it changes. That's sometimes a stage crash or a raw bell. And these are explosions. This is the go-to. Anyone that's just like, hey, I need a good, rock crash cymbal to add to my kit. A 19-inch or 20-inch explosion is killer. I love that cymbal. They've had them for years, and that's always my go-to. So that's my favorite Sabian cymbal right there. That's a 19-inch Extreme China, and that's basically the gist of the kit. Yeah, the Ride's the Legacy. It's a 22. And I used to use 24s for a while. I was kind of like playing with a few different sizes, but these are sort of this is the setup, give or take a few inches on the crash. But I've kind of felt comfortable with 22s again, and I'm almost always using a 13, 16, 18 kit. Sometimes I've had on tour a 28-inch kick drum. DW made me a whole bunch of great kits from last years with 28s, but I switched over to a stainless steel kit on the other rig that we're using, and they only make the 26. So I said, all right, I'm going to commit to this tour to 2 separate kits with 26s. So we got 26 here, and it just sounds, sounds great. So I think, sticks. Oh, Vader. I'm so in love with these. So these are the Vader MV10, and they're like a 2B. I played 2Bs my whole life, but what I wanted was a little extra length. And I'm tall, and I like, to be able to reach around the kit. And but I didn't want a bulky 2B that made me feel kind of sluggish as well, playing, like big arenas. So, okay, check it out. This MV10 is just a little bit thinner than a 2B, and it's 3/4 of an inch longer. So it feels like it's a thick stick, but yet it doesn't feel thick. So I love it. And I use grip tape because I just sort of feel like I never used grip tape years ago, but more so maybe in the last 7 or 8 years I've been adapting it. And because the stick is thinner and I put the grip tape on it, these just feel very fast around the kit. And I only use one pair of sticks during the show usually. People ask me all the time, how many pairs of sticks do you go through? Even Imy, our first day working together, he was like, well, do you like to use a bunch of, you change up sticks halfway through the show? I'm like, no, same sticks during the show. So this is my sound check pair, and I'll probably use these during the gig, and they'll probably last me the whole night. And if I break one, it's a rarity, maybe on the ride or something, but I just love these Vaders because they've just been, I don't know, they're just feel great because they're a little bit smaller than the 2Bs and they feel real faster on the kit. So an MV10's a marching stick. It's not like a normal, a lot of guys ask, well, I don't see them in the music stores all the time to buy one. It's because it's a specialty stick because it's a little bit longer. So yeah, these are my go-to sticks.
One last thing.
Yeah. Oh, I just got this. This is the Porter & Davies, the TT6. So this is the the thumper built into the actual stool itself. I really like the bicycle seat style, and I had this one custom made with just a leather top. So I think what the deal is that with the TT6 you can use your own power amp, because I had already some power amps just off stage here that were in the rig for many years, and we just like added this to this on the last tour, and so now I don't have like hardware sticking out in the bottom, but this thing is like you don't have to turn it up very much, but I mean you literally feel it in your entire body.
A massage.
You could get an enema if you weren't careful. But it's really great because it's so precise. You hit, there's no latency, and so I mean it really helps. There's no monitors here. There's no extra subs. I use the JH Audio Roxannes, the in-ears with this, and it's perfect. It's so great. It's like there's no extra speakers blasting into the kit, and we don't have monitors out front either, so everybody's on in-ears. Amps are blasting here though, bass and slash on guitar here, but otherwise everything's really tight. So by the way, I could mention these because they exist and people might be like, what are those? But we're using plexiglass in front of the two crash cymbals, and what it's been doing is helping just bring down some of the volume out front for Myles, for vocals, where cymbals bleed into vocal mics. But it's not really a drum related question, but it's still relevant to the kit. So so that's really, I think, that's it. That's a lot of babbling. Hope it was hope it was cool. Cheers. That's Imy. Don't forget to say. Thanks, guys.